Hello everybody, I'm Doug. Welcome to the Auditory Vinyl. I think this might be my third video here in the last few minutes actually. This video is another episode of my series Record Labels A to Z. This is episode P already, cruising right through the alphabet. I looked ahead to Q. I think I only have one. So I might have to combine that with the R's, because I've been able so far to actually show 5 labels for every letter. I think I'm pretty sure I've done 5, but no such luck with Q. Probably not X or Z either, but we'll see how it goes. But letter P, plantation. Mostly all country stuff throughout the 60s and 70s. This was their big hit, Jeannie C. Riley's Harper Valley PTA. This was in 1968. Topped the country charts, topped the Billboard Hot 100. There's the label. They also had David Allan Coe on this label, Linda Matrell, who was the first colored woman on to get a hit on any country charts. Then in the 80s, they were kind of losing sales and they got a little desperate, so they were reissuing some of the old ones like Webb Pierce, Hank Locklin, Roy Drusky. And then they kind of just faded off into the sunset. But plantation. Pasha. This one, for all these, when I get information, I try to look at, a few different websites to just for accuracy and get more information. But for this one, every website I looked to, it said it started at a different date. So I've got 76, 81, and I think there was another one. But either way, it was almost all hard rock and heavy metal stuff. But they had some others like Cheap Trick, Billy Thorpe, Kick Axe, and Quiet Riot. This is their Quiet Riot 3, came out in 86. And then there's the Pasha. This album's good. A lot of people, of course, like that first one where they covered, their hits were just covered of the Slade songs, but this is good. Quite right. Oh, and yeah, that's that's about all the information I could find. So, not much there. Pasha. This one. Passport Records. They started out in, I think it was 1973 as an independent label. There's a Passport Records group, which has Audition Records, Import Records, Visa Records, and in 85 they started Passport Jazz, and Ronnie Montrose Territory evidently fell into that category for him. This is almost all instrumental stuff. There's the Passport label. He doesn't have any of his old Montrose band buddies on here, but Edgar Winter is on here playing saxophone. Ronnie Montrose Territory. And then Passport Jazz. There's another little. They did some reissues of Art Blakey and Dizzy Gillespie also. So Passport Jazz. Philips. I'm sure you've all heard of this one or seen it. Started in 1950 in the Netherlands, mostly classical music. And the old kind of big band stuff. Joe Stafford, Frankie Lane, Johnny Ray. Distribution was bounced around with CBS, Columbia, Mercury. In the 60s, they started getting more into the pop and rock stuff. They got Blue Cheer, The Four Seasons. I guess I could show you the label. There's the label with Carl Mann and Rockin' Love. This I think this came out in 1960. Then depending on where in the world you were, different artists were on different versions of the label, whether it be Australia, England, Brazil. Eventually they were sold to Polygram under the Universal Music Group, who seems to own a lot of these record labels that I have been looking at. The last one, Playboy, started in the early 70s. Their biggest hit was I think Hamilton, Joe Frank, and Reynolds. That tune, "Fallen in Love," kind of I guess you'd call it yacht rock now. Fall under that. Also Mickey Gilley, Jim Sullivan, Blue Ash, and then of course Hefner had to get one of his girlfriends, Barbie Benton, on the label. This is her 74. All the bunnies on the sleeve, and then the label. She had a few hits on the country scene. That Country Boy of Mine off of here, I think, was a hit. She had one called Brass Buckles. That was a little hit for her. I'll do that later. This one also came with a poster, but I don't want to bore you guys with that. I'm sure you're not interested. But in 76, Hefner sold the label to CBS, and that was that. So there you go. That is the letter P. On to Q&R. Take care. Enjoy the music.